Got an email from my friend Doc Saxman, sax player with the Count Basie Orchestra, who lives in Japan. And, comes home to the United States frequently, but for the time being, he lives there. He's a married man. But I got an email from him this morning. And this is, the subject line said, white privilege. And this is what the doctor wrote. Donald Trump is the epitome of white privilege. His ability to break the law over and over again is astounding, considering the young black men who will get killed in their sleep by police officers for sleeping in a room with a registered gun. While this hoodlum and his family break law after law, while I'm driving black in a car, I'm worried that I might get shot because my rear taillight is out. Enough is enough. And the Democrats can kiss my ass. Okay. From my good friend, Dr. Saxman. Last night I watched the movie Selma. Have you seen that? I realize it came out, some time ago. But I just watched it last night. I think it was on HBO Max or someplace. But I had not seen the movie before. And it was about the lead up to and the march across the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama. The march from Selma to the Capitol in Montgomery. And it's a shocking movie, and once again it serves to help, I think, white people, this white person anyway, further understand the humiliation and the shame and the pain and the contempt that we white people have shown to our black cousins over and fucking over and over again. It's just unspeakable. We talk about the Holocaust, the Nazi destruction of 6 million plus Jews, and how horrifying it was, and it was just awful. But at the same time, we do, white people in this country, we just do. We ignore the horrible slaughter of our African cousins when they were brought here as enslaved people, the ones that survived the Middle Passage. What happened to them after they got here? What happens to them up to this fucking moment? And I'm not here to talk about white guilt. I understand and acknowledge and embrace the idea that, like you, if you're white, I didn't own any slaves. I'm not responsible for enslaved people. I didn't set up that horror, that disaster. That doesn't mean shit, and you know it doesn't. I tried to address this issue in the book I wrote, Colored Ice Cream, which is available. I'm embarrassed to say this, but you can buy it at Amazon. But I tried to address that issue as I experienced it starting when I was 17. I get lost for words about this particular issue, this issue of racism and race, and the absolute torture and humiliation that white people and society at large, even if I lived in isolation in some state in the United States, I'm still part of this endemic racism that exists in the United States. I mean, every time I vote, every time when I used to go to school, I mean, all of it has to do with oppression and suppression of black folk in this country for 350 years. We can't escape it. I'm sorry if this sounds like I'm bitching and trying to beat you up, my white brother and sister. I'm not. But this shit's got to stop. And I think about Trump and his minions and his scum and what will happen in this country if that pig or any of his pig followers, his fascist Christian scum followers, continue to take over political power. There have been so many righteous white people who have tried, who have fucking tried, who have died trying to bring racial justice to this country. Son of a bitch. I mean, there have. I'm not condemning all of us whites. Not even. But so many of us whites have been content to say, well, you know, I didn't say nigger today, so I'm free. I'm home free. I don't have to worry about it. I didn't spit in some black person's face. I didn't burn down some black person's business. I didn't bomb a church in Birmingham. I didn't do any of that shit, so I'm home free. Look, In the strictest sense, of course, that's true. If you didn't use the N-word today, or yesterday, if you didn't bomb a church, if you haven't seen your black cousins as evil or other or scary, okay. But what have we whites done to work against this? Now, honest to God, I think most of us whites just ignore the issue and hope it's going to go away. It hasn't gone away for 350 years. What makes us whites think it's going to go away? In fact, this racist horror is getting worse in this country thanks to scum, filth like Donald Trump and all these fascist Christian devils that are loose in this country right now, as if the gates of hell were open and all these fucking demons came pouring out, all of them carrying their crosses like, hey, look at me, I got a cross around my neck. I'm a Christian. So what to do about it? I don't know. I have no idea. You know, I don't offer solutions on this podcast because I don't know of any solutions. Except a major attitude adjustment. Seeing dark-skinned people as part of our tribe, part of us, part of the human species, and we them. I mean, God damn, why is that so difficult? Well, like Doc Saxman said, while his hoodlums and his family break law after law, while I'm driving in the car black, I'm worried that I might get shot because my rear taillight is out. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcasts. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com. And never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.